really needed to know, I learned from science demos. I figured that would be a good topic since we are from engineering. And so I thought that the 3 or 4 main points of my very brief little presentation, I would wrap them around some science demos. So I'll go to the first one. Work well with others. Invariably, you'll go out into the workforce and you will not be working by yourself. You'll be put into a group. You'll have a manager, you'll have coworkers, and I can't imagine you succeeding if you don't work well with others. Let me give you a demo of how to work well with others. I've got an AM radio right here, and I've got 2 speakers. For those of you who don't understand maybe a little bit of double E, AM does not have a left and a right channel. It is going to send the exact same signal to both speakers. So I'm going to turn on my radio, and I'm going to aim the speakers at each other. And when they are working together, you're going to hear a loud noise because the signals are adding together. But when I reverse the wires on one of the speakers, it's going to subtract sound from the other speaker. You'll still hear it, but it'll sound a lot different.
Presided over the trial.
This is just an AM station that came in well.
And drop all charges.
So could you up a little bit? Just aim these at each other.
He appointed a special prosecutor to investigate
like
charges of misconduct against the
so right now, only one
lawyers who brought
speaker
the
is
case
working.
against Stevens. NPR's Nina Totenberg reports.
Tell them all I'm going to enjoy this wonderful day, that's all.
Leaving the courthouse after
That got a
nearly
little
a 2-hour
louder
hearing,
because 2
the
speakers
usually
are
dour
working
Ted
together
Stevens was
and they're adding.
brilliant.
All right?
Inside the
So this
courtroom,
is an
he
example
shook
of working
hands
well
the
with
new
others.
Team of prosecutors.
Okay, I'm going to reverse the
team
wires.
was assigned to the case in February, and within 5 weeks, discovered and turned over to defense lawyers notes taken by the original trial team that contained exculpatory information. Notes that previously were
Can you tell the
withheld.
difference?
Stevens
One
told the
speaker
judge
is
the
actually
conduct of the
working
original
against the
prosecutors
other
had
speaker.
nearly destroyed his
The
faith
sound
in the
waves
criminal
are
justice
subtracting
system,
from each
and
other.
the conduct
So this
of
is
the
an
new
example of
team
not
had
working well
restored
with
it.
others.
Judge
The whole
Sullivan
group
minced
suffers.
no words.
We're not
In
accomplishing our goal.
25 years on the bench,
Thanks.
he said, I've never seen anything approach the mishandling and misconduct.
Okay. To talk about this. Prioritize the important things in your life. Manage your time. Make time for the big things. Don't fill your life with minutia. And then at the end of the day, relax with a friend. Okay, I went out of order a little bit. Let's go back. Here's the third thing. There's only 4. The third thing I want to show with a demo. Some problems and people deserve a second look. If you stare at that picture, does it look like the gears are moving? They're not. It's an optical illusion, but it deserves a second look. And I've got a couple of more that were kind of interesting to me. What do you see on the left? This left one. What do you see?
A nose and a mustache on one side, and
Okay, so he sees an older man with a beret and a mustache.
then the
I
other
see the lady.
side's the lady.
You see a lady? A young lady or an old lady?
A young lady.
A young lady. So this is her nose and her chin.
Just looking back.
Anybody see another figure?
Older lady.
An older lady. Do you see the older lady? Here's her chin and her mouth, and this is her nose. So everybody has a different perspective on the same thing. And you'll find that wherever you go. Whatever problem you're trying to solve, you're solving it in a team, somebody's going to have a different perspective than you. How about the middle one? What do you see?
A duck.
A duck? Anybody see something else?
I saw a bunny. I saw a rabbit.
A bunny. Yeah. Is this are these ears? Or is that a bill? How about this? Do you see black lines? Or do you see something else?
See the letter
I
E.
see the letter
The
E.
capital letter E. You see it? It's just suggested by the black lines, but I think it, once you see it, then that's all you see, but it might take a little bit to see it. And one more. Follow the missing circle. That's all it is one goes blank in a rotating fashion. And you see that they're purple. Now stop watching the one that's missing and stare in the middle. What happens?
The missing one becomes green.
You start seeing green. Okay? Yeah, it's an optical illusion. It doesn't start becoming green just because it doesn't know when you looked at the middle. So I'm just trying to get you to look at something twice. Don't think that you know what it is entirely at first glance. And that applies to people too. You can't sum somebody up in 3 minutes. There's always probably something a little bit more complicated about them. Okay, last one. Question what you know. And I've got a deck, some cards up there. I brought a deck of cards with me and I want to use them for my last little demo. They're in perfect order. The diamonds are first, all in order. And then the spades, all in order. Then the aces, ace of hearts, hearts are all in order. And then the clubs, okay? So, this is not a trick. I'm not doing any sleight of hand. I'm not good at that at all, okay? Not in the least. I'm just going to put this down on the desk. And I'm going to cut the cards over and over and over again. Sometimes skinny, sometimes fat. I am trying to never cut the cards in the same spot. That is what I'm trying to do. Now, if I do this 1,000 times, which I'm not, but if I were to do it 1,000 times, would you say that that is a good way to shuffle cards? That I could now, and say it's 1,000,000 times. Say I do this all week. Could I then play cards? Would it be a fair way to deal cards?
I'm gonna guess no because of the name of the slide.
Yeah.
Well, especially towards the top and the bottom, you're always going to have a grouping.
What if I sometimes picked right at the top?
Right.
Some of my 1,000,000 times. So I'll take away that. Okay, let's look. How mixed up do you think it is?
Not mixed up.
King, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, to get it exactly the way I had it at the beginning, all I have to do is this. There. It's exactly the way it was when I started. And I could have done this 1,000,000 times. So, if you think that something should work, and it just sounds like it should, and it's logical, question it. Look and see. And if I cut the cards like this, with them up, you'll see that it's not really mixing the cards up. I'm going to pick at random any place, and now I'm picking between the 4 and the 5 of hearts. And I'm putting this up here. That's what cutting the deck does. Now I'm going to pick someplace else. And the 4 gets put right back on the 5. Every single time I do this, I rejoin 2 cards that I split the time before. So I could do this 1,000,000 times, and it would only be like one cutting had been done. So question what you think you know. Okay? So, in summary, work well with others. Some things need a second look. Prioritize and make time for the important things first, and question what you know. And if you do these things as an engineer, I think you'll be successful, whether you're a woman engineer, whether you're a male engineer. And really, there's nothing engineering about this. This is kind of a life thing. You could apply it to just life.